Hello YouTubers. This is my first video I've ever done for YouTube, so bear with me. Probably my last one that I ever do. I'm not really good at these sorts of things, but so I wanted to do a video on this thing right here. This is a Ariel pool skimmer, and the reason why I'm doing a video on it is because I researched and I could find people with the same problem that I'm having, but I couldn't find any videos on it or anything like that, or what the fix is for it or anything. So the problem that I'm having is this paddle wheel on the back, the left one, stops and it won't start again. It does that intermittently, and if you kind of go over to her and you kind of do that a little bit, she'll start back up. But then all of a sudden, she'll stop altogether, and you won't be able to move the wheel at all. It'll be locked. The unit was only about 3 or 4 months old, and so I contacted the company, but looking at a lot of the reviews from Amazon and stuff, a lot of people were having the same issue I was having, but there was nothing on a fix for it or anything like that. So they also said that they had a lot of trouble getting a hold of the company, or getting the company to respond to anything. So I fired off an email to the company, and I waited a couple of days. They finally responded after a couple of days. They were fairly quick about this. And immediately they wanted me to take pictures of these things right here. These are the sensors that sense where a wall is, and when she gets close enough to them, she reverses herself before she hits them. Now, that's what the sensors are for. They told me to take pictures of the front, and I did, and I sent them to them. And they responded with the sensors were scratched up. Now, there was nothing bad about them as far as the scratches were concerned. It wasn't like beat all to heck or anything like that. But apparently it's enough that the Ariel unit senses that there's something there, and it keeps wanting to turn that back wheel. And eventually, what they told me was happening was that the wheel was turning so much that it ended up burning the motor out. And I find it interesting that everybody who's had one, it's always the left paddle wheel on the left backside that is the one that quits. It's never this one over here, even though it has a motor as well, because these wheels are independent. So I don't understand why this side doesn't burn out, but that one does, even though both sides had scratches on the lenses. Now, I will tell you, I was a little offended, not totally, but a little offended, because the company says that that basically I was at fault, and they said what was causing it, what was causing the scratches, was my pool coping, which is the edge of the pool all the way around. That there's a lip on the edge of the pool all the way around. It's called a pool coping. Now, that's my Dolphin, by the way. She just got done cleaning. I highly recommend the Dolphin. And honestly, this thing here has been a gold mine as well. Between these two pieces of equipment, I haven't had to break out my vacuum and vacuum the pool in months. They totally take care of it, keep my pool crystal clear and clean. So I do highly recommend the Dolphin for sure. I've had it for about 8 months now, and it's done a fantastic job. It's never failed me. This thing I've only had for a few months, and it did great all the way up until this issue. But they said that the pool coping was, when Ariel would run into the pool coping, it would scratch up the thing. So So this is apparently enough of an issue, and this is why I kind of got a little offended over it. It's apparently enough of an issue that they actually have a fix for it. So if it's enough of an issue to where you have a fix for it, how is that my fault? This is an inherent design flaw. The designers of this did not take into account the pool coping that is on every single in-ground pool that you see. Every single in-ground pool that's out there has pool coping. They did not take that into account when they made this. Now, there's another unit out there called the Beta, and while I was waiting on the company's response to see what they were going to do, I actually looked into that one. That one, the sensors are round and they sit further back, so the pool coping cannot get to it. And number two, the sensors are actually kind of recessed in like a tube type thing, and they kind of have like a hood that goes over top of them. So there's no way that the pool coping could actually damage the sensors. So also, that particular unit, it has a basket rather than a tray, because this has a tray. The other one has a basket that's a deep basket. This is a shallow tray on this one. So that one holds a lot more debris, and the sensors sit further back. So if this fix doesn't work for this and this unit ends up going out, I may end up going with the Beta. But in the meantime, the company has come out with a fix for it. They did send me a new unit. This is a brand new unit. Has not even been in the pool yet. They did remind me though that, that if anything happens to this one, or if they find anything else wrong with the other one, they're going to charge me the full $600, replacement cost and yada yada yada. But they were very timely with getting it here. Took about 5 days or so to get the new one here, and I immediately shipped the old one back to them. So I can say that where that was concerned, I didn't have a whole lot of issues out of them responding like other people said that they did. But here is the fix. Now, the fix I have an issue with in and of itself, because I don't see how this fix is going to work. And to me, this is what I call a jerry rig. They're jerry rigging this device to try to work so that it doesn't damage the units. To me, when something's that much of a problem that you have to come up with a fix for it, then it's not the fault of the consumer. It's the fault of your guys' design. You all did not design this appropriately and take into account that pool coping. But here is their fix. And get ready for this, because it's a little funny. They send you what they call a deck bumper kit along with the new unit. They even give you a little set of instructions here. Okay, and the instructions tell you what they want you to do and how to do it. So this is their fix. Their fix is these things right here. They're acrylic blocks. There's 2 of them. They also send, in addition to the acrylic blocks, 2 of them, they send you a tube of super glue, Loctite super glue, which apparently is a 3-pack, so they're buying these in bulk, cutting one up to give to each consumer. But basically what they want you to do is they want you to put the block on here, just like this. They want you to glue it to it. But in order to glue it to it, they want you to turn the unit on, because apparently, depending upon where you put this block in this area, the sensor will be able to pick it up. If the sensor picks it up, it's going to automatically turn her in a different direction, which will in turn do the same thing that it was doing with the pool coping. It'll burn the motor out because it's constantly sensing something there. So they want you to turn the unit on, and they want you to find wherever it is that the sensor is picking this up at and turning the wheel, and then back it back up just above it. Now these blocks are maybe a 1/2 inch wide or so, a little over a ½ inch, something like that. Now you put these blocks right here, or even if you did it like this, I fail to see how this is going to stop and protect this area here, which is what's being damaged, right? How is this going to help that? Even if it was to help the front side here, what about this side over here? You know, what about, it's going to hit that side. If it doesn't hit this side because of these, this side will still hit. So I fail to see how this is going to work, but we'll find out. I'm going to put them on and we'll find out if it works. I think I'm just in for the exact same problem over again. To me, the actual fix for this would be to either recess this sensor, which is probably what should happen, or why not make a bigger bumper? Why not make a thicker bumper? You know, make that bumper about 1 inch thick, and as long as you do that, it should never hit the pool coping at all. So I don't know. Like I said, I decided to make the video because I can't find anybody talking about this other than they talk about the problem, but nobody talks about the fix, or even if it does get fixed. I just found it interesting that this was the company's official fix for it. And I've got a paper towel here and everything, because in the directions they want you to take a piece of sandpaper and rough up where you're going to glue it down at, and then figure out where you're going to place it. This may or may not fix the problem, I don't know, but we'll find out. So I don't see how, but maybe it will. Yeah, oh well. If it does, then great, because I love this thing. I think it's amazing. The idea of it is great, and like I said, she's been perfect for me for several months until that wheel burnt out. But if I have any more issues and this little fix doesn't work, I'm either going to do my own fix and do something with this bumper, because I probably won't try to cash in on the warranty again, just because at that point it's kind of redundant if this is going to be their fix. So I'll probably I may go with that beta unit. The beta unit looks like it takes care of this particular problem, but we'll see. I don't know. But we'll get this rocking and rolling here, and see if it fixes it. So, all right, thanks for listening. I will post in the comments section whether or not this worked. I may even do another little video on it. But anybody else out there is having this problem, this is apparently the fix from the company. So we'll catch you later. I'll let you know how this works. Okay, so I put the blocks on, and if you see, boom. I fail to see how those blocks are going to help this. There's no way these blocks are going to work. I'm going to have to come up with my own fix to keep this thing from breaking. I mean, I can't even believe that they had the nerve to try to put that down as a fix for it. And you can see it, my water level ain't even high enough really. Right now it's going under the coping block itself. But I'm having to add water because there's not enough water. But as soon as I add enough water, this thing is definitely going to hit that coping. There's no way that those blocks are going to stop it. So I guess I'll have to become my own little engineer and figure out a fix. I'll probably add something to those bumpers, those orange bumpers on the front. Probably add some weather stripping foam to it or something to that effect. I mean, this fix is almost an insult, because in a way you have to wonder, whoever came up with this fix at the company, they had to have tested this in order to even know whether or not it would work, and it don't. So why even send it to the customer if you know it's not going to work? Look at all the dog hair and stuff in my pool. My dogs don't get in the pool, but they do shed a lot, and that's the one thing I loved about this thing, was that it did get up all the hair. Boom. Yeah, it's going to hit those sensors. There's no way for it not to. But that's why I love this thing so much, because I didn't have any of that in the pool with this. But it's clear their approved fix doesn't work. And I went over the directions 2 or 3 times on how to apply those, and there's no way to protect the sensors from that corner with those blocks. It just won't work. So I guess I'm gonna have to MacGyver it myself. And of course, if I MacGyver it myself, it'll void the warranty, but it'll probably make the unit last a lot longer. So, all right, well, that settles that. So I'd definitely buy this unit again if they come out with another iteration of it that fixes this problem. I would buy the unit again. But until then, no, I probably would not buy this unit again, just because you're going to have problems out of it. So my next purchase will probably be a beta when this one goes out. So, all right, thanks for listening, YouTube. Appreciate it. Hope y'all found this helpful. That sucks. Oh well. Talk to y'all later. Bye.